The riders of the valley have existed for centuries. Trained to bond with the dragons that coexist with them, they have seen countless wars, raids, and strife. But they are also known as heroes to many. Tonight is the Bonding, an event where the dragons, you and your fellow riders, will reunite with their dragons, provided they can pass the test. Provided they can survive at all. It is told in whispers, where weak men faint and fold. The grim riders blacken the sky in fire hot and cold. One human, one dragon, bonded as close as can be, bound in love, trust, and synchronized to face their destiny. Eternally, madly yours, by Esme Jones. Like your brothers and sisters, you stand barefoot in the emerald meadow, eyes on the sky. Only the clinging staff of the keeper draws your attention.
Hush! You are to be riders, and you should know better than to be gossiping while awaiting your draconic mate's return.
The keeper gives you all a stern look, and the giggling ceases.
Enough! You are riders of the valley, not simpering schoolgirls or boys in the city. You have all been reared to be strong, capable, and decisive. These things you must be if you are to survive the bonding.
At the word survive, the chatter dies at last.
Since birth, you have all grown alongside a dragon egg, born the same year. These eggs chose you, and you them. And all you have done, your deeds, your character, shall be judged shortly by your bondmates. It is the first time you will see them since the hatching 10 years ago, before we took them to be trained.
For a moment, the keeper's smile turns a bit wry, bordering sadistic.
May you go forward to become truly great riders. And should the dragon not see you as worthy, may your death be swift and painless.
You all tense as the sun is blotted out, and roaring fills the air. The great beasts circle above, before one of a glimmering sapphire and white build leads them to land.
Ah, and there are your bondmates. Step back, let them land, and we shall see if you can even pass the basic test of recognizing your mate.
Your eyes survey the 10 beasts in front of you. Some are crimson, some sapphire, some have scales that glimmer like gems, while others have scales wrapped in tufts of coarse fur.
Our first volunteer.
You look down and see you've taken a step forward and not even realized.
Go on then. Lead.
You look instinctively to the sapphire dragon that led the others. He is the biggest, sapphire blue, and pure white. His eyes watch you carefully as you approach, as do the others. The dragon opens his mouth and speaks in a deep, commanding voice. Am I yours? Or is another? If you are certain that I am yours, what is my name? If we are bonded, truly, then you will know my true name in your heart, even if I have never told you. You are sure, and you tell him as much. His true name is Ferenth.
Brave, and so sure. What say you, dragon? Is that your true name? And is this your true love and rider?
The dragon stares you down for a moment before he lets out a content sigh and gently bumps you with his head. I missed you terribly, my love. Yes, I am Ferenth, the oldest and strongest of my clutch, and the one you chose. And you, older now, are beautiful. You rest your head to his. A piece of you that had been missing for years feels like it has returned at long last. Keeper, this one, mine, does not wish to see any deaths that may occur tonight. I ask you to allow us an early retirement to our nest. The Keeper side-eyes your mate, clearly weighing how sassy he wants to be before he answers.
As you wish, my friend. But I cannot guarantee any screams won't carry.
Understood. Come, Amaris. Show me the home you've built for us. He lowers his head and you marvel briefly before seating yourself. Think of our home, and I can easily find it. Trust in our bond. You're perfect at this. I can already see it below. What a nice cottage. Let me land, and then we can finally meet properly once more. He dips down, and you cling on before making a surprisingly graceful landing. Here we are. If you'd go and open the cottage, I will transform into a form that can actually appreciate it. I am not going anywhere, I promise. By the time you've taken a few steps into the home you built, he's there with you, towering over you. It's a beautiful home, my love. Am I handsome in this more human-like form, darling? You're staring. He stares at you. You stare at him before you remember your duties and offer him a bow. He bows in return, eyes watching you intently. You remember the old traditions and bow to me. A bow to you then, my love. I am Ferenth, and I am yours. You stay bowed as he approaches. You know you are his as well. But you also know you must never forget that he is a dragon. Please rise. We have known each other since we both shared a cradle. Since you picked me. May I see you now in the light. You stand, almost bumping noses with him as you straighten. He looks at you with a hunger that makes you nearly faint. Beautiful. Gods, of course. Now I know why I was driven to return for so many years. You know, between training, all we really could do was talk about our bondmates. Bondmates we hadn't even seen since we were children. I will admit to being quiet on the matter. Not out of pride that my mate is so perfect, but I didn't want the others thinking about you. Why? It is grotesque to do so. Disrespectful. Like coveting another's hoard. Did you think of others while I was away? No. I am glad. It feels wrong, doesn't it? I am happy to be polite to the others, but to even think about... No. Detestable. Let us speak of something else. You both pause as you hear a scream, followed by a blood-curdling roar. Someone got greedy. Saw one of my kin they thought looked prettier or shinier, and tried to pretend that it was their mate. Disgusting. No wonder Aramis killed them. There is no greater offense one could commit to a dragon. He eases, resting strong hands on your shoulders. I am sorry you lost someone you knew closely. Here, let me hold you. He does, and you feel yourself relax immediately. The tension in his muscles fades as well. I am here, and gladly so. Let us have our first supper together. We have much to discuss. His expression shifts to something darker as he sits at the table. One such discussion. I need you to tell me how Silverleaf fell to the orcs in our absence. To be continued.